More complaints.
Fuck. Oh.
What do you mean no? I thought you liked bitching and moaning, hearing about bitching and moaning.
I want to hear that.
You're gonna listen to me, Grant.
No.
Yeah, you are. You don't have a choice.
I'm a jerkin.
As long as you're listening to me.
Oh, who? Oh, my eyes.
What's wrong with your eyes?
Wait. Come on, Mark. What?
Fuck. I did. Oh my god. Jesus.
Fuck. What? Tell me about it. What?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you'd complain again.
No, I'm about to.
Stop some reason.
Well,
Okay.
my brother showed me a picture about how Chinese soldiers keep their posture. But
Oh, how do they keep the posture?
they have like this little pin needle in the collar of their uniform.
What?
So if they like try to like, if they end up like slouching or something somehow, that pin jabs them in the neck.
Are you talking modern day Chinese?
Yeah, it was a modern day picture. So
Or do
you know, I'm gonna save it
they
right
just
here.
take the pin out?
No, it's for discipline. It's not for fun, Grant. Well, yeah, it's to help them keep their postures, like it said. Wait, does this thing want me to go? In here?
Why did?
Okay. Where am I going? Alright. So.
Alright. Yo.
This
Yo.
is, shut up. This is why I think Tomb Raider is a bad game. And I fought. Whoa. That fucking alien could have had me. Why isn't the fucking manual override working? Where am I? Oh, right.
Damn you, Coleman! You knew that thing was here!
Now that's unfair. I thought it might be there. There's a difference. Now the passcode.
1702, okay? Now let's get down to the dispensary.
Of course, of course. A
Yeah.
promise is a promise. I'm sorry for putting you through this. I'm going to step into the other room to punch the code in and prime the elevator. Then we can use the key card to take the elevator down.
Okay. So, at the start of Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, whatever the fuck, they start you off in like this, like you're trapped underground or some shit. Like you're in a cave, and then like it looked like there was a cave in or something. And so you kind of have to crawl your way out of there and shit, and it's honestly kind of boring. And like it's just like all of a sudden you're there, and then like you oh my god.
All of a sudden, you walked.
No, stupid. I'm not saying that's why it's bad. I'm just telling you how it starts out. So, what elevator? Which one's the elevator? Fuck. Okay, so you're in this. Are you? Come on, key card. So you crawl your way out of there, and you know the story starts off with "Work! God damn you! Oh come on! What the fuck? Ah, poor shit.
Can't wait to hear why someone hates Alien Isolation.
Shut up! No, it's a great game. I already played through it. So you climb your way out of that cave and whatnot, and it finds out you're still after the people that were responsible for your father's death, which was, you know, their name is Trinity. And then I can't remember where you are, but you're in some cavern or something, and you find this statue with your trusty friend Jonah, who is utterly useless
Damn
throughout
you,
the
Coleman!
entire
You
game,
knew
every
that thing
game.
was here!
Now that's unfair. I thought it might be
And
there.
then
There's a difference.
you head to Peru to follow a
1702,
fucking lead.
okay?
Or
Now
no, you
let's
don't
get
go to
down the
Peru. I think you go to
dispensary.
like Mexico or some shit. I can't really remember.
I promise I'm sorry for putting you through this. I'm going to step into the
But,
other room to punch the code in and prime the elevator. Then we can use
so-
the key card to take the elevator down.
You're looking for this Maya dagger. I don't really know what it's called. I can't remember. But you're looking for this dagger. It's some kind of sacrificial thing. And you go through this tomb, and you know, it's basically a tutorial tomb, which is kind of nice. And then you find out that when she takes the dagger, she like I guess she feels something. And so like she sees this mural that of the coming catastrophes from, you know, what could happen or whatever, and I think it was like there's a flood, then there's an earthquake, then a volcano eruption or some shit like this. And then so when she takes the dagger, she feels like this aftershock type of thing, and so the tomb starts caving in, so you have to, you know, get out of there and whatnot, and it's a whole set piece of like, oh, is she gonna make it? It's so close, you might drown underwater, which is all kind of, you know, well and good, because I was like, well, maybe this game will be tense. I don't really feel the tension, but once you get out, the main quote-unquote bad guy, he finds you with the dagger, and you're obviously outnumbered, and he basically, when he finds out you have it, he's like, wait, you took this? He's like, you can't take this without the other thing, the silver box or whatever. So he basically tells you that you started the apocalypse, which I thought was actually pretty cool, because that gave off the sense that we weren't necessarily a bad guy, or weren't necessarily a good guy in this game. It's possible that Lara Croft would be on the wrong side of things. So the city you're in, it floods like fucking crazy. Gets taken out by a giant wave. And then you go through a whole nother set piece of trying to swim and all that shit, and you know, things get a little crazy, and you manage to get out of there. And then she ends up having this argument with Jonah, her sidekick. And then oh fuck. And then where's this fucking alien? Door locked. Restore power. In here? Oh, it unlocked. Okay, so her and Jonah have an argument about, like, you know, she's like, we have to go after Trinity right now, and then shut up. And then Jonah says, you know, we can't go after them. We have to help the people here. So then they help the people there, and then way to Peru or some shit, because that's where they were going. Hit by lightning or some shit like that, or a piece of hail breaks through the window and kills your pilot. Yeah. So you know, real scary stuff. I need to talk to you. I've got a body up here that's part of the Martian investigation. Female, late 30s, chest wound. I have no idea how long. Blah 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 blah. Frank, you're concerned. Hold on, I'm reading something. Might help me. But I assure you, an evacuation is 100% necessary and only a temporary measure. My priority is the welfare of the living, while you seem to be more preoccupied with the dead. If you're worried about power fluctuations, morgue temperature, and the condition of the corpses, just adjust the coolant delivery system. Just get out of there ASAP.
Eat my shorts.
Whoops. Shit. Okay, so once you get into Peru, this is where I first started getting a little pissed off at the game. You crash, and like she loses all her shit. Understandable, you know. She loses all her. So what's going on here? She loses all her equipment and whatnot. So she's like, oh, I gotta go. I gotta go find it. I was like, okay, all right. So we actually came prepared. And so I start looking around. I find part of the crash thing, and then door locked. What kind of horse shit is this? And you find some supplies, so you're like, oh, I don't have a knife. I gotta make a knife. Maybe I can make it out of some garbage. So you find some garbage. It's basically introducing you to the crafting part of the game. And you make a knife, and you get one of your items back, I guess, which is your bow. And I was like, well, I still missing some of my gear. So this entire time, I'm under the impression that she actually came prepared, seeing as how Trinity is a small army. So, you know, I'm under the assumption that she has, you know, like, an actual rifle and handgun and shit. But it turns out that the only other thing that she brought other than her bow was her fucking, her pickaxe. And then it's like, oh, I got all my equipment, time to go. I was like, really? You've been chasing them down, you know they're a small army, you know how threatening you are, yet all we brought was a fucking bow and pickaxe. Okay then. So you regroup with Jonah. He says some shit that really doesn't matter. And then you go back, start finding your way towards civilization. And when you do, you come to this town, you walk into it, and you find this chick that's like, oh hi, I'm a local around here, have a seat at the bar. And so, like, you know, she doesn't question that, you know, we're not, I don't know, she doesn't seem to question anything, which I guess isn't a big deal. But then you sit down at a table, and, you know, Laura she pulls her gun out and just lays it on the table, and, you know, just getting into relaxation mode. And then that girl that introduced you to the bar, she's just watching you this whole time. She's like, well, that's kind of weird. Why are they armed? And then, like no time passes at all to where these three people can establish a relationship. And all of a sudden, that bartender chick just picks up a picture that you just so happen to have out, and she's like, and all of a sudden she's all up in your business, like, oh, I've seen this before. And then they're like, what? No way! Can you help us? And she's like, yeah, it's over here and there. If you just go over here and there. And it's like, oh, cool. It's like the laziest fucking way to push a plot forward I've ever fucking seen. Like, they didn't ask for her help. They didn't do anything. They just sat down and like, hey there. So after that mediocre bullshit, it's like, I just feel like the story was at a fucking crawl. I had no idea what was going on, because after the opening scene, it felt like they were just fighting so hard to be like, no, Laura Croft is still the good guy in this. She's still on the side of good. And I'm just sitting here wondering, like, well, how do we know that? Like, what have you done to establish that she still has good intentions? Because as far as I know, this entire time I've been playing, she's just been crying over her dead dad. And, you know, I can understand being a little emotionally traumatic over your father being murdered, but at the same time, like, they don't give her, like, good enough reason to fuck. Oh my god. Okay. So, holy shit. Wow, that thing almost fucking got me. Almost. Yeah, it's not guaranteed though. That was fucking close. You still there, Grant? Yeah, you're still there. Go away, you fucker.
Kill.
Alright, so I think my biggest complaint was the pacing for the story was weird, and it didn't make much sense, because, like, you're looking for this lost city where you can hopefully find some answers on where some of the shit you're looking for is. And so at one point you just do a couple missions, all of a sudden it's just like, bam, lost city, and then you're like, wait, there was no build up to that. There was no fucking, nothing happened to where it gave me the impression that this stuff was hard to find. It's just like, you do a couple missions and you find these tribal warriors going after this boy stuck in a snare, and then yeah, you kill those you know, warriors or whatever, and then like his mother or whatever just show up. 2505. And then shit. I'm screwed. Yep. Fuck. I messed up. So, after you save the boy, his mom and a couple other guys show up, and then they're like, you know, they know that you helped him, and so all of a sudden they just trust you. They put the bag over your head and they take you to the lost city, and it's just like, bam, there you are. And it's like, this city doesn't seem very lost. Doesn't seem very hidden either. So then, like, you work your way through that city, or town, it's more like a town. And, like, I just don't get it. It's hard to talk about because I don't get it. It's just so weird. I played through that entire game, I just don't get it. Like, one thing that pissed me off was, like, you know how there's, like, hidden tombs and shit like that you can find, and, like, you can use those to upgrade your skills and whatnot. And so, like, there's always some kind of equipment you're going to be missing. So, like, oh, this needs a shotgun or to blast through, or this needs a fucking rope ascender or whatever, because it's too strong to be pulled open by anything else. So this whole time I'm kind of wondering, like, well, where's all this equipment I can find? I mean, a majority of the time you get your weapons through your weapons and equipment through story missions. So so the guns, that's going to be obvious. You get those through story progression. Did that thing just fucking... You son of a bitch! God, it didn't fucking come in here this last time! What the fuck?
You do whatever you want, man. It's a fucking alien.
God damn it. That was horseshit. Well, last time it didn't show up, so I just assumed, oh, let's just get on with this short part of the fucking map here. The fucker just showed up. I have nowhere to hide in here. The vent's closed, so it's whatever.
Son of a bitch.
Alright, so after a few story missions, I actually do this side mission, and there's this woman that's considered like, she's like an outcast of some kind for doing some kind of witchcraft or some shit. I can't remember, but she almost seems clairvoyant, and so and she ends up telling me that, oh, I can sell you some shit that you might need on your journey. And so I was like, oh, okay, that sounds cool. So I see what she has to sell. And for some reason, her entire life living in this fucking hidden city, this valley, she's had... This is exactly what she had when I looked at it. She had the rope ascender. She had a suppressor for my pistol. A suppressor for my rifle. A laser sight for my rifle, and I think she had a fucking grenade launcher as well. I can't really remember. So I'm kind of curious as to, like, where did she get all this fucking modern day shit that just she just so happened to have. So after, you know, asking questions and not getting any fucking answers, I just decided to go, you know, just go about my day. And I don't have any money to buy the rope ascender. Or anything else for that matter. So like, alright, well, I'll run around, do a couple side missions and tombs. Maybe I'll get some money, I'll buy some shit. So I leave. Alright, and after I get enough money, I was like, alright, I can at least buy the rope ascender. That's important. I could use that. I come back, and all of a sudden she's fucking gone with no explanation whatsoever. I have no idea where she went. And, you know, no, she never indicated that, you know, after this transaction, I'm leaving. So I just, like, I look around for her for hours, and I'm just wondering, like, is my game glitching? Because I need that rope ascender. So I just decided, like, after, like, a couple hours of playing, it's just like, well, I guess I'm not fucking getting it back. She must be gone. So I just start doing more story missions and shit, and it just, you know, continues to try and make the point that Laura is the good guy, even though once, like I said before, it's not convincing me otherwise. And you find this this woman, the woman of the boy I saved, her name is Unuratu, and I guess she is, she's destined to do some important shit I don't know about. So, and once again, they don't do a good job of establishing a relationship between the two characters. It's like, I'm important, and I lead a rebellion. And so, she's like, okay, well, that's cool. I guess you're... Like, what's happening?
This
Oh,
is
shit.
Redguard, Senior Medical Officer at Sevastopol Station. I want to...
Oh, Grant's gone.
I want to state... I have been placed under duress with regards to my patient Zero. And Ransom, Season's head of operations, he made certain threats for my career and my certification. I want that
There you
on
are.
record.
Welcome back.
God.
Okay.
PS4 almost saved me.
Have help. I didn't know what
You know,
to
I'm just
care.
gonna skip this. Okay, so like I said, the story so far is garbage. It's not doing a good job of explaining anything to me. So I come to find out that this chick Unuratu, who's supposed to be super important, she is since she's leading this rebellion, her relative Amaru, who I've been, you know, one of the guys I've been looking for, he is in charge of this group called the Cult of Kukulkan. And so, what the basic idea is, the Cult of Kukulkan thinks they need to harness the power of the gods to stop the apocalypse, but at the same time, like cleansing the earth, so they say. And I guess what they want to do is get rid of all the negative shit, you know, like war, poverty, cruelty, all that crazy, you know, all that negative shit that nobody likes. And by doing that, they basically give somebody godlike powers. And Unuratu, her group is like, no, we can't be doing that because we can't. Like, they don't establish, like, does that mean mass genocide, or are a lot of people gonna die or some shit? I don't know if I was paying attention very much, but, like, I must have missed it or something, because, like I said, they didn't do a good job of explaining. And so, all you know is that these two are having a dispute. And so, okay. I have to pause the game because I got to think about this clearly. Alright, I know I just recently completed the story, so I just need to I need to pause the game so I can think clearly. Okay, so you side with Unuratu naturally because, you know, oh, they're the rebels, they're the underdogs, they're right, and Lara Croft is, you know, oh, I'm right. And like, it's so, the story is so poorly done. It's just like, after a few missions of like, go here, get this, go here, get that, you find these weird, like, guardian type things, like in all three Tomb Raiders, the thing you're after, it always has some certain type of guardian protecting it from, you know, evildoers or just outsiders in general. And you get to fight them and whatnot, and you know, they actually explain what they are, who they are, and why they're there. But as far as I know, in the third Tomb Raider, they don't fucking do that at all. You just see them, and they're almost like, they're humanoid, but they're almost like creatures, like you don't really want to say they're human, but it's just, they're just like, they're really trippy. They're almost animalistic. And so after you encounter them, you tell the bartender chick about them, and she's like, oh, that sounds like pish taco. What's a pish taco? Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, that's what it said. And in my head, I'm just like, what's a pish taco? Laura doesn't ask. She's just like, oh, I'll be careful. Not, what's a pish taco? you know, because I feel like if I had a little background on these things, I would know. I would, you know, feel a little better as to if they're just truly hostile or not. So they don't explain that at all. And if they do, it's probably in collectibles. And that game is just fucking rampant with collectibles. Their entire background story and shit is told through collectibles. And I personally cannot fucking stand collectibles. Like I
Okay.
can, you know, I can tolerate, you know, some here and there, you know, like a moderate amount, but when your entire game is basically go collect, gotta catch them all, that's not fun to me. Like I can understand going through tombs so you can learn certain skills to help you through your journey, but the thing about it is the way they did this game, all the skills you earn, you honestly don't really need. The only skill that was useful was probably Cayman's breath, and that just made you hold your breath longer. And so, and like I don't know if I was playing. I played it on, I think, normal difficulty, and it just felt super easy. Like there was an insane abundance of everything. I don't know if it would have been that way on hard or not, but it just didn't feel like a challenge. And the way they presented their game whenever you came up on all these like little hidden areas and whatnot, it never gave me a sense of wonder like, oh wow, look at that, oh that looks amazing, that looks beautiful. Like it just made me feel like, oh, there's that. And you know, the only other game I can compare it to is Uncharted. And so far with every Uncharted game I've played, there's always been like a whoa kind of factor whenever they show like a part of a hidden city, because like it felt like, I think it was because it was truly abandoned and nobody else was there. So you discovering it was kind of like you just, you know, you're there all alone. So it's like, I found this. I mean, obviously, you know, that doesn't mean I'm the first one there. It just means that I found this when no one else could. Whereas in Tomb Raider, it's just like, hey, look, it's over there. Other people knew it because it was blocked off and there's traps and shit. And it's kind of like, and you find like documents of people who have already been there. So it kind of just like takes the excitement away, the wonder and whatnot. And it's just like, well, they've been here, but they're not as acrobatic and agile as I am, so I guess I'm gonna do the thing. And most of the skills you get from tombs, like I said, they're fucking useless. Like, it really doesn't matter. Because, like, I bet if I started a new game and I went with the bare bones skills, I would still have no problem getting through it. Because it's such a simple fucking game. Like it's, I understand that sequels are always going to be like rinse and repeat, but with Tomb Raider, with Shadow of the Tomb Raider, it felt like there was no rinse, it was just repeat. I mean, the only thing that improved was their graphics, but somehow just the way they presented the game, even that wasn't even that cool to me. It's like, wow, these graphics are really good. Well, I guess that's it. Nothing else is really cool. It was a lame
Good
fucking
job.
game. That's what it felt like. So, back to the story. I mean, it's so boring and convoluted and just dumb, and it works against itself. So I'm just gonna skip when it gets towards the end. Towards the end, one of the guys, you find the silver box like that goes with the knife and whatnot, and you know that's what you've been looking for this entire time, and they've been building it up. And when you finally find it, it's just it's so underwhelming. It's like, oh yeah, there it is. There's this thing we've been looking for. And it's like everything is just so blatantly in your face that it's not a surprise, or it's not rewarding to find or figure out. Everything is just underwhelming in that game. So You find the silver box, but lo and behold, it's booby-trapped. Oh, big surprise. We didn't see that coming. I mean, everything else we've ran into has been booby-trapped. And, you know, the bad guy gets the silver box, and they have this little debate where Laura says to the bad guy, she says, like, you're cold and unfeeling, and you want to, you know, you're using it for your own selfish. I can protect my people and my town, because if I don't, then the public will find this place, and if history has shown anything, they'll try to screw it over. And in my head, I'm like, okay, I can agree with that. I can see that happening. Because, you know, it's happening right now. And indigenous people in South America is getting fucked over because of pipelines. It's happening over there. So, you know, I could believe it in this game. And so, after Laura accuses him of, you know, doing it for his own selfish reasons, he just basically turns that logic on her. He's like, I'm a murderer? Well, what about you? What have you been doing this for? How many of my men have you killed? How many men have you killed before you ran into me? And what have you been looking for these things for? Just so you can avenge your father's death or complete something he hasn't done? And I'm like, yeah, I'm on this guy's side. He's got, like, he may not have the best of intentions, but he's looking at the bigger picture, whereas Laura's just like, you killed my father. You had my father killed, and I'm upset about that. And I want to avenge him and screw over the entire world. So it's like, I don't agree with her at all. I did not agree with Lara Croft at all. I was wondering why I was playing as her. So the closer you get to the end, the harder the game tries to make the point that you're the good guy, you're the good guy. So Unuratu ends up dying, that kid's mother who's queen or whatever, in charge of everything. She ends up dying. And almost every cutscene where Laura is pinned down or in some kind of trouble, she never pulls out her arsenal of weapons that she has. Or her bow. She just stands there and watches shit happen. It's kind of like Unuratu tries to make this like noble sacrifice of like, oh, don't save me, let them take me. And Laura's just like, okay, like, I'm pretty sure in that moment everybody would be like, no, I got technology on my side. I'll just unload on them with this automatic rifle. But I'll set it to single shot so I don't hit you. I mean, this thing shoots faster than a bow ever could. And I've been using these things for years, so I'm good with it. But, like, she doesn't do that. She just lets shit happen. She lets people get kidnapped. She lets people die. And then she justifies it by like, oh, we'll save them later. And we do. And it's just stupid. And there are moments where there's these like crescendo moments where you're being chased by the enemy through the village. And, you know, they're on your ass. And they're like, there she is, get her. And like, you know, it's not tense at all. They do not do a good job of making that seem like a tense moment. And another thing that just ruins it is the fact that after getting chased for a while, you fall on this roof or ceiling or this floor. It breaks, and then you fall through that, and then all of a sudden the guys just stop chasing you. And then I got, like, after that happened, I got up and I was like, why did they stop chasing me? I can literally go around the corner and walk up a few stairs to where they were, where I fell. They know this village like the back of their hand. I know this village like the back. Why did they stop chasing me? It didn't make any fucking sense at all. Like, if they stopped, it would have made sense that they stopped chasing me if I was somewhere where they couldn't get to. But they could clearly just go down some stairs. So, like, that game is very underwhelming. Everything is very in your face. Nothing's exciting. And there are moments where it's like, whoa, but it's like very clear on what you have to do, and so you just feel like you're being walked through a game. So after Unuratu dies, like it's fucking character do, where it's just like Laura tells Unuratu's son that, I think his name is Etzli, he tells him that your mom's dead and blah blah blah, I tried to save her, whatever, whatnot. And so even though she didn't try to save her for shit, Um, so since he was a prince, he is now king. He's in charge of whatever the fuck. And oh god, it's so fucking stupid. So after doing a little bit of digging and whatnot, there's like Shock Shell and E Shell. I guess they're two different like important people whose bloodlines are very important, who are supposed to either sacrifice Kukulkan or use his power to do some whatever. And you decide that after Unuratu's dead and you find the silver box, that the enemy get both. They get the dagger and the silver box. So it's like, oh shit, they're gonna do the ritual to summon the god and use his power to cleanse the earth. Blah 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 blah. So you go after them, and you find out that like Ishel, I think, is like a title on somebody who's important enough to be a part of the ritual, and so is Shockshell. And they're like, well, Unuratu was supposed to be Ishel. She was supposed to be the one that restored the sun and brought peace back to the land and blah, blah, blah. And since she's dead, they just decide, well, Laura spent time with her, so she's all of a sudden in charge. She's the one that should be Ishel. And it's stupid. It's like, no, it should be her son. He's a direct bloodline descendant. He should be the one that should be doing this. So instead of acknowledging that, they go into the temple where the fucking ritual is supposed to be happening. And since Laura has this big beef with Trinity, like every important head of Trinity just so happens to show up there and be like, oh, the High Council of Trinity is here to make sure the ritual goes well. Oh, this guy's here, that guy's here, this, all these people who are important to the very structure of Trinity are all here. So I was like, why? Well, we're not going to tell you. Alright, well, whatever, that's just fucking stupid. So you keep going, and you come across those guardian things that were protecting the silver box. And or the one in charge of those guardian things, and she just looks at Laura, and then Laura's like, she basically says, I'm here to stop the ritual from happening. I am Ishel. And instead of that guardian leader being like, well, that's presumptuous, who the fuck are you, she just says, oh, okay, that's cool. And then she picks up a mask and gives it to the ceremonial mask and gives it to Laura, and she puts it on like. And then she's like, oh, I'm the one that's going to save the world. I was like, no, you're the one that started the end of the world. This is stupid. So you go up there. The Guardians help you fight through Trinity and whatnot. And they just so happen to conveniently kill every Trinity member there that's important to the whole order. Like, And the only guy left is the guy, Amaru. He's performing the ceremony, and like, he gets the power of the god, but you interrupt. Well, but big surprise, you interrupt the fucking ritual, and you start fighting him against him and whatever soldiers he comes in. Two helicopters who are like, there's two attack helicopters there that are supposed to be helping the enemy against you, but they just fly around in circles. I almost never got shot by them. They're supposed to be a threat, but they don't do shit. And so you manage to get the dagger from the guy, and you just go through this amateur fucking, hide from him, shoot him. Like, you don't even have to hide from him. And then you end up killing him. You get the dagger from him and the power of the gods. And then, the guardian leader shows up again and is like, well, we got to sacrifice the god to restore the sun. So Laura's like, okay, I'll take up that responsibility. And in my head, I'm like, well, they're obviously not going to kill Laura Croft, but it would be cool if they did, just to throw in a little bit of, ooh, that's different. But it just goes through the motions. The guardian leader tries to stab you with the dagger, but instead, like, this force field stops the dagger, and that's basically her sacrificing the god, and it goes into that dagger, and voila, the fucking sun is restored, and the happy ending. It was a stupid game. The story was just the story was absolute garbage. It was one of the worst I've ever seen. Like, they make your character look like the antagonist, and then they just fight against that the entire time. Even when the bad guy is like, no, you're the bad guy here. The game and everything else is still like, nope, good guy. So, there's no point to anything. Nothing was really explained. The characters were totally underdeveloped and just annoying. And Laura was in the wrong the entire time. And the fact that she won and everybody thought she was right is just stupid. So as far as the story goes, it's one of the worst I've ever seen, so I give it a good 2 out of 10. As far as gameplay goes, it's very rinse and repeat, so I give that a good 4 out of 10. And as far as, like, the core of the game, like, everything, like, it was just bad. Like I said, it was just a collect 'em all game. Like, get all these collectibles, earn all these skills that truly do not matter. And there are moments where, like, you know, you're going through a camp of enemies, and, you know, they obviously give you the choice of, like, you could either shoot your way through or you can stealth your way through. They give you that choice, but the way that they structured the level is like, you might as well just go stealth, because damn near anywhere you're able to hide. Like, there's nowhere you can't hide, and the AI is so bad at their fucking patrols and shit like that. It just doesn't make any sense. And at one point, one of the most pointless things I've ever fucking seen in a video game, at one point, they introduce characters who have these thermal goggles. And they're like, oh, now we can see her hiding in the bush. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's going to add some challenge to it. But instead, like, immediately after you kill your first guy with the thermal goggles, there's just like a puddle of mud sitting there. It's like, cover yourself in mud to hide from the thermal vision. I thought that was the dumbest fucking thing ever. It's like, what was the point of even having that? There was no point. It's so easy to hide from the enemies as it is. You introduce something that makes it harder to hide, and then you immediately bring back something that makes it unable to find you. So it's like, where's the challenge in this fucking game? So after a while, I just started shooting my way through every fucking encounter, and even that was incredibly easy. I had just enough ammo in every weapon to do it. Like, after a while, I wasn't picking up ammo at all. I wasn't picking up ammo, I wasn't making any. But every fucking encounter that I ran into, I had always enough ammo to do it. Like I said, I was playing on normal, so that's probably why, but at the same time, I feel like even if I played on hard, it wouldn't be a challenge. I would just have to get into cover more often and, you know, make more careful shots and heal. I mean, it's so simple. And not only do they, you know, they give you the ability to heal after, you know, in the first game, but in this one, they give you the ability to make these, like, endurance herbs and shit. So, like, you can make an herb and inject yourself with it or whatever the fuck. Excuse me. And it would increase your endurance, your resistance to weapons, explosives, fire, you know, all kinds of environmental shit. So, and you can upgrade that skill to do it. So, once again, the game just makes you feel fucking invincible. And it shouldn't. You're one person going up against an entire fucking army of people, a small army. You shouldn't be feeling invincible every single goddamn encounter you have with them. And one of the biggest things that annoyed me was them trying to establish a relationship with your partner Jonah, who is never around. Like, there was no point to having him around. There really isn't. He just talks and makes Laura feel better and encourages her when she has self-doubt. And it's like, what's the point of this character? Because every fucking thing you get into, he just conveniently disappears. And after you get through that situation, he conveniently reappears. He's either there before you or there seconds after you made it. So it's kind of like, where the fuck are you going, and why is it so much easier for you? You're unarmed through this entire game. Can you please show me where you're going? There was a moment where, like, when you get the silver box, like I said, it was booby trapped, the floor falls, and you fall into water. Both of you fall in the water, so you escape through, you know, ooh, this big tense scene. You almost drown again. But once you get out, you find Jonah being held hostage by the enemy. Like, where's the silver box? And he's like, I ain't fucking telling you. And it was just like, how did you get in front of me? We dropped in the same area. Which way did you go? It's a dumb game. All the build up around it, and I was actually excited for it because I enjoyed the first two. The first two were awesome. But this one, it was dumb. Like, it's supposed, from what Kendrick told me, he read or heard somewhere that this Tomb Raider was supposed to be the last prequel Tomb Raider, you know, the last origin story for Lara.
Prequel?
Yeah, you know.
These are prequels?
Yeah, they're origin stories for Lara because, you know, in the past games she's like super, you know, she's super woman. But yeah, it's basically a reboot is what I'm saying. But this final one was supposed to be, you know, the last reboot of the series. So, but like, they did, like, it's the worst one. It's terrible. It's a bad game. Like, I honestly can't think of any redeeming qualities it has. I mean, like I said, it's so bad that I don't even want to say the game looks pretty, because, you know, it does have really good graphics, but because of the content behind those graphics, it's terrible. It doesn't make up for anything. Story is garbage. It doesn't make any sense, and it works against itself. The crescendo moments, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, where it's supposed to be super tense and you're running through this chaos or running from a threat, you never feel the urgency. The areas where you're supposed to be wowed and it has these wide panning views and whatnot, it's underwhelming and totally unimpressive. And all the mechanics are just the same, and there's nothing feels new. It does not feel new at all. So if I were to make a suggestion on when to play it, it would probably be when it goes on sale. It's not really worth buying at full price. In my opinion, it's worth like $30. It's worth half of what they sell it for. I mean, I can understand they put their heart and soul into it, probably, but their heart and soul turned out to be garbage. I didn't like it. I thought it was a bad game. Characters were terrible. The way they pushed the plot forward was just stupid. Nothing was good about it. Because there were moments where I felt like I should just go back and play the other ones, and I would get the same exact thing, but a better story and a better setting, a more interesting setting. Because, like, that Tomb Raider is set mostly in a jungle, but they've somehow managed to make that jungle totally uninteresting. There's barely any wildlife. There's barely anything to do. And if you wanted to do something, like I said, you'd just be fucking collecting things again. I don't know. Wasn't a good game. I told my brother earlier, I gave it, instead of giving it a 5 out of 10, I gave it a good solid fucking 4 out of 10. It's a bad game. So that's what I have to say about that. What the fuck is going on with my headphones? What?
Was he talking just me? Oh shit. Was he talking just to me?
Well, I was kind of talking to you and my brother. My brother's
What did he
in
say?
here. He didn't say anything. He's just listening like a good boy. Like you.
Oh, he just left? He just flat out leave
No,
on you?
no, no. He's right
Oh,
here.
he was like, he just got up.
Just got up and walked out.
So you say,
No, he's just sitting here listening to me. So yeah. In my opinion, Tomb Raider's a bad game, not worth buying at full price. The story is garbage. Gameplay is the same. Very uninteresting. and I'm probably gonna die again.
I'm gonna do that. We should make you play bad games all the time.
You just wanna... You sure you wanna hear me bitch and moan about them all the time?
Yeah.
No. Why would I do that?
What's a game everybody likes and you just absolutely hate?
Persona 5.
There we go. Let's start with that. Start easy. Persona, Nier.
I'll play. Yeah, I'll play Nier. I'll finish Nier and Persona 5, and I can bitch about those.
This is name all the games you might hate.
Yeah.
Any Final Fantasy. I guess a Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest?
Chrono Trigger.
Ooh, fuck, I'm super stoked.
Super Scrub.
You're super stoked.
Probably hates Earthworm Jim.
What? Fuck you, Earthworm Jim's awesome. I gotta go look for a keycard.
Donkey Country 64.
Okay, good.
Pikmin. Someone hates Pikmin.
Pikmin? I never even played that.
Luigi's Mansion.
Who? Luigi's Mansion.
Well, there's a new Luigi's Mansion coming out.
I gotta find this fucking keycard, but I don't know where it is.
Oh, fuck. I seen this, there's like this YouTube channel video for, like, Nami?
For what?
And like everybody, there's this YouTube channel and they had like a video for like upcoming Switch games.
Okay.
Switch. And like, everyone was like, oh, indie games, more indies with all the triple A's. Or, so awesome. 2D. Nami?
Yeah. Sweet, a Molotov cocktail? I should make that right now. This thing doesn't like
I can't believe
fire.
people are against indie games.
I don't know.
How do you do that?
I don't know, Grant. I'm
It's just weird.
personally for indie games. I mean, I don't play much of them, but like, you know, even I know
Yeah,
some
tired
better
of
than
QD
AAA games shit can come out.
Alright, take my hand.
Holy fuck.
Go.
Jesus. This Molotov cocktail takes a lot of shit to make.
And how far get away from the stars.
Noop, did you know a Molotov cocktail needed all this shit on it? It's got like a battery pack and shit.
What do you say?
Yeah. I'm trying to find a fucking... Ooh, more ethanol.
What?
I'm trying to find a fucking key card, but I don't know where to look. The thing just keeps telling me to go back to the door. But I'm just gonna look around for a little bit.
What games we make you play it?
Would you like some fries with that? Hot apple pie with that. I don't know. What games do you like? Maybe I can shit on some of those.
What? Let's see. Like Nier.
Yeah.
Does this make you play all these hard games? Oh, like Dark Souls. You gotta beat Dark Souls.
What? I thought I got the passcode. Ya cunt.
You couldn't.
Check this out, noob. Oh,
This is fucking.
where is it? I wish to confront the alien. I got a Molotov cocktail. Those things don't like fire. Yeah, I know. Of course, when I want the alien to show up, he doesn't show up. He's probably in the vents checking his Facebook or something.
Checking his Facebook.
Magic Stone is magic. I didn't all the way.
Let me see what's on PS Store.
Oh, you missed.
Please tell me you're here. Access terminal. Oh.
What genre game you don't
RPGs.
you want to play like that you're gonna hate?
RPGs. I'm not. Well, I don't hate RPGs. It's just I'm not good at them.
Wow.
So like,
wow.
if you want to hear me bitch and moan about RPGs, I can do
Wow.
that.
So you're interested in playing a JRPG that I like that I know you're gonna hate?
Yeah.
JRPG.
JRPG. Wasn't there a computer around here or something that gave me answers? Where did I find that? I got so caught up in my bitching about Tomb Raider, I forgot where everything is. Are you here? No.
Huh?
I don't know where the alien went.
Yeah.
The little cocksucker ran away. How did I even get here? I'm a little lost.
I'm a little lost.
See, I see the fucking card I need. Maybe if I check this again.
Colors.
There it is. 2505. Right, I just went. Okay. Dude.
Dude.
Give me the key card. Give me.
What'd you say it would take for you to finish Nier?
I'm on my way.
Yeah,
Dishonored.
I have a lot of trouble finishing Nier. Like I finally got to A2's story. Like I'm yeah, like I'm actually playing as her, but like I really don't care to.
Why not? She's okay.
I don't know. I haven't gotten too far.
She's just
into it.
2D or 2B. Just 2B replacement, since you know.
Yeah.
This is the accident.
Hey alien, how about a little fire? That's right, bitch. That's the only one I had. Now I gotta run.
Yeah, it's making you play Sonic.
No, don't make me fucking play Sonic.
What do you mean, though? It's going right out the gate.
You're gonna make me play a terrible game? Oh god.
You said play a game that I like that I don't know you hate.
You like
The
Sonic?
Sonic cars are...
I never thought you were serious about that. I didn't know
Why do you
you
keep
actually
talking about
liked. I don't know. I thought you were just teasing me. I didn't know you liked that
Yeah,
shit.
it was just like... It's fun. You should play Sonic.
Oh,
It depends what Sonic.
whatever. It's your choice.
I think what just Sonic is. But you said RPG. I don't think Sonic counts.
Well, it's whatever, Grant. I don't care.
Jesus.
You like... Is Cold Tour on PS4?
What?
Nitro Republic is on PS4?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think so.
It appears to have walked away. Motherfucker better not
You
come
hate
back.
platformers, don't you?
What? I don't know what that is.
What?
Something I can interact with, but I don't know what it is.
It's cycling. I think We Happy Few, you might get imported in that one.
I'm probably gonna die here.
Oh, I like this sound.
Daddy can only do so much.
How are you with Fallout?
Uh, Never really played it. I always enjoyed watching people play it.
Oh, you don't like... Oh, Mass Effect. You always want to try Mass Effect?
Yeah, I thought about trying Mass Effect. It looked like fun.
What if we make you... What if we make you play
Play what?
Mass Effect Andromeda?
You want me to play the worst one?
Yeah.
Even I know that's the worst one, Grant.
You love it.
No. I would not.
Oh, you might love it. It's only $10. Oh, feel you'd be like, not me.
No.
Except the story. I hate this story.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I hate a lot of
I like
stories.
some of the characters. Huh?
I hate a lot of stories, Grant.
Okay, so we got Mass Effect. We got Dragon's Dogma too.
Is that a... Okay.
It's an RPG game.
Okay.
Combat's it's limited, but it's pretty cool. If you do big damage.
Big damage?
Yeah, but limited. Kind of bland. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's enemy. This is fun. What the fuck? This console.
Medical reception's
Okay, so we got Mass Effect Andromeda, Dragon's Dogma.
Oh my god.
I think you might like the Hat in Time, so let's not do that one.
Oh my god. Now, once you think about that, alien's got some nice legs.
Yeah, you think that's that ass.
I think it just crawled into the vent.
I downed myself and not the guy right next to me when I shot it.
Oh no. Gay ass website.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts. Wait, I never played Kingdom Hearts.
Oh god. Don't make me play that game.
So close. It was so close. I just need to buy it and place it, and you can play it.
What the fuck was that? Oh, some crazy bastard shooting at me. What the fuck? Don't you know there's an alien?
Nile right after.
I'll play Nio.
Or
I was
after.
actually interested in Nio.
Yeah.
I can't believe somebody shot me.
What here?
Don't call my dad no pussy punk bitch.
That's a real one. Oh, the English dub one. There we go.
I think there's a trophy on this game for
Yeah.
Yes, nice puppy.
not killing a single human. I think I could do it. Just have to get away from people, you know? What have I done? What am I looking for here? Oh great, an android.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one.
I'll say I did all the work. I do. She's daddy. Not bad.
It's fucking
the problem now. Are you gonna fucking... Are you friendly? You better be fucking friendly.
Ripley, are you okay? Ripley?
Ah shit, it's not friendly. God damn it. Oh wait, I got an imp. That's the alien. You son of a bitch! Ah! Damn it! Fucking... That motherfucking alien grabbed me from a vent. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I was more focused on the robot than I was the ceiling. Now I'm way back here. Ah, jeez.
Jesus fucking crazy stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna start you off easy. Do you want to play Mass Effect Drama than Dragon's Dogma? No?
Oh, I'd rather play Dragon's Dogma. I don't want to play a bad game.
I'm on my way.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Well, that's not super bad. Dragon, or not, I mean, Drama. Disappointing.
Haha! Stealth. King.
Like the most disappointing out of it. It's been going downhill ever since Mass Effect 2, especially 3. Yeah. It's just an option to gift games to people. Not me.
Nope. I'm holding my breath and leaning back. Oh god. Go away. No! Ah! Damn it! Ah! That's what I get for inhaling. You can't breathe in quiet?
No? Have you tried it?
Yeah. I've done it. Come out of the water and I think, what if there's a gator out there and it hears you? Come out quietly.
Snuck up on you and you scream like a little girl.
Well, I didn't know I was being hunted, okay? Shut up.
You won't know until you're dead.
All I'm saying, when it's fucking clear and present, ah, shit balls. He's already in the facility. What you have done is just, what have you just done is a crime. And in this state of convicted, you could face a fine of $20,000 or a mandatory 20 years in prison or a maximum security facility. Oh shit. Damn it, I forgot to grab that fucking Molotov blueprint again. eh, wait. I gotta get that fucking Molotov cocktail. Boom.
He's got the hell in here, Samuels.
Wow.
God, I hope it's not in there. Oh shit, that's a person. It's not a fucking, it's not the alien.
Samuels, I've got the meds.
We're at the transit station outside medical reception. Ripley, we heard gunshots. And if we heard them, so did the creature.
I'm getting 3 fucking signatures on my thing here. I don't know which one is the alien. I am the alien.
This is right.
You can do this. You can do this. This turned into a nightmare real quick.
I need to jerk off.
Why?
I need to.
No, you don't. You jerk off enough,
Right.
Grant.
No, I
Yes.
have to do more.
No, you don't. You really don't.
I thought you want me to be happy for once.
You're happy too much, eh?
Check it out.
Jerk off too much. You're happy enough as it is. Fuck you.
Thank you.
These fucking gay.
Super Battle George, take him down.
Gotta watch out for vents. Okay. There. Come on. Come on, pump it. Okay. Okay, come on, pump it again. Oh shit.
Spit.
Are you okay? Ripley?
Did you watch Venom? Oh, you said you watched Venom.
Yeah, I watched Venom. I also said I enjoyed Venom.
Yeah.
Anybody who doesn't agree with me just watched it wrong. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Go away, you blue-faced fuck. Damn it. Ah, come on. There we go.
Oh, that's it too.
You're clear, Ripley. Hurry.
Oh shit. The alarms is going off, Grant. I have other concerns. Play what? What? Something
Shadow
too?
Colossus. Shadows.
Yeah, I've played Shadow of the Colossus. I have Shadow of the Colossus.
How was that?
It's awesome, man. It's a fucking beautiful game. It's so peaceful. Wouldn't you agree, brother? Ah! Have you not played it, Grant?
No.
Well, you're missing out, you dumb dick.
I don't want.
You want to miss out? You don't want to miss out? Have you played Hatsune Miku? Project Diva X? Well, you're missing out, you dumb dick. It's a lot of fun. It's so much fun. Ugh, it's in there. I found out where the alien was. Huh? Oh. God. You have to be so fucking careful around each and every one of these vents. Ooh, it's in there. Look, Noop. Look! Look! I'm just kidding. The alien's in there. Or it was. You can tell which vent the alien's in because it drools out of it. It was.
Damn.
Ah! Damn it! Son of a bitch! Ah! I wasn't picking anything up on my radar. Well, Grant, I think we've died enough for one day. We'll pick this game up another time. Sound good to you?
No.
Well,
Unacceptable.
you don't have any say over here, alright? Unlike me, I have say everywhere.
Should I touch my stuff somewhere?
No, you shouldn't. And I know you already are, so stop it.
Yeah. I can't.
Yeah, you can. It's easy.
Literally.
Just let go. Literally.